Hey YouTube, Brian here from LCS. Thanks for stopping by the channel and this video, the Amazing Spider-Man number 79 review. So as you can see from the main cover, Craven is on the hunt, and so let's jump in. Story is by Cody Ziegler and art by Michael Dowling. Art is really good in the book. Ben Reilly's Spider-Man looks really good. So let's jump into the story. We open up with a Beyond Corporation little party at a bar, and everybody's kind of, they're talking about how great it is to work for them. And, a couple people, leave the party, and one of the employees is, walking home by himself, and then he stumbles upon something. And we don't know what it is. There's really no payoff in this issue, but I'm assuming it's setting up for something in a future episode, future issue. Always do that. Always say episode. And then we finally get back to a Peter Parker story, or a Ben Reilly story, Spider-Man story, I should say. But Ben Reilly is in at Beyond getting some upgrades to his suit. And he's questioning why it's taking so long for the upgrades to occur. He says, look, I'm a genius. I'm a genius myself, and usually I can do these type of things, quicker. And the software guys are like, a little upset, like, hey, we're right here. You don't have to say that to our face. But so Ben Reilly wants to go out and kind of clear his head. And he's reminded that, look, hey, you work for Beyond and you have a shift starting. So he basically is running like patrol shifts in New York City for Beyond to, deal with crime during, certain times. But he says, hey, I'm not on for a half hour. I'm going to go catch some, clear my head, catch some air. And he heads over to see Peter Parker, who's still in the hospital, still in a coma. But, as he's swinging over, he has made a couple little modifications and upgrades to the suit himself. And he has the ability to kind of shut off the tracking of the suit, and so that Beyond doesn't know exactly where he is. So he gets to the hospital, MJ is there, and, he says, hey, why don't you, go catch a break, and I'll, keep an eye on Peter. And so Mary Jane steps out to get some air, and then Ben kind of opens up to Parker, although he's still in the coma, and basically tells him, look, I'm not sure if I've made the right decision here, working for Beyond. He really wants to do the right thing, and, at Spider-Man's core, Peter Parker's core of helping others and helping people, being responsible. And so Ben's kind of struggling with it. He wants to be able to do all those things, but because he's working for Beyond, he's at their, beck and call. So he's a little, frustrated with it, and not, wondering if he's made a wrong choice. And then he gets, on the TV in the room, there's news about a bank robbery, and then he gets the call from Beyond that he's got to go deal with the situation. So he lets Mary Jane know, and she, she says, look, I'm used to that type of thing. So, so he's dealing with a bank robbery, armored car heist. And this is a really great centerfold. Let me try to get rid of the glare there. But great centerfold page. Spider-Man dealing with two armored cars and some bank robbers. So really, great art there. So he deals with that threat, and then he saves a young girl who was in the path of one of the out-of-control armored cars, and then saves the day and swings off. And then he gets another call from Beyond saying, look, one of the board members is... alarm just went off in their high-rise apartment. Can you go take a look? And Ben even mentions, he's like, look, I thought I was there to kind of help the, the everyday man, the public. He says, well, sometimes, the board members, even, well-off people need help too. So he arrives to the apartment and finds one of the board members in bad shape and dying. And as soon as he kind of gets closer, boom, a big explosion happens. So it appears that it's kind of a setup, a trap. His high-tech suit was able to help deflect some of the blast, but he's still in pretty bad shape, and enters Kraven, right? And there's a little fight that ensues. Kraven's really getting the best of Ben Reilly. There's a bunch of weapons that are kind of placed inside. So it was certainly a setup, a trap. And so Ben decides to kind of take it outside, where he, certainly could have the advantage with swinging. Breaks out of the window, and then there's another trap. There are a number of darts that Reilly gets hit with, and they seem to be laced with some type of, poison or something, and really starts to mess with him almost immediately. And he feels, woozy, and he's dizzy and not really seeing straight, and he tries to focus and then sees this image. And so it's kind of Kraven, devil, angel happening here. And he says, Kraven says to Ben Reilly, your great awakening has begun. And that's it. That's the end of the issue. Overall, pretty good story. This is Kraven, 2.0. This is Kraven's son. Kraven the Hunter is actually dead at this point. He was killed off in the Gleason run, probably about 10 issues or so ago. And so this is Kraven's son. And, I think he's looking for a little revenge on Spider-Man. And now, obviously, I don't think he knows that this is not Peter Parker Spider-Man. But still, he's after the spider. So we'll, kind of left here, obviously, at a cliffhanger, and we'll see what happens in the next issue. So, like I said, overall, nothing really major happened. A little bit more tidbits of kind of friction between Ben and Beyond. And, we didn't really get, we haven't really gotten what Beyond is all about. They obviously are concerned about their image and their PR and their, they're doing all kinds of crazy research that we first saw in the first couple pages with the corporate party. There was some chit chat about some of the things they were developing. So there's certainly a high-tech company that's got their hands in a lot of different things. And like I said, they're certainly concerned about their image. In this issue, it's kind of mentioned a few times. So, so still kind of too early to really understand what's going on with Beyond, but I'm sure it will not be good. The reveal will be bad. And I'm assuming, where I think the story is going to go is that, Ben Reilly will break his contract with Beyond, and then at some point Peter, gets back on his feet, and then kind of, resumes the mantle of Spider-Man. And I think Ben will, kind of go off and try to figure things out for himself and realize that Beyond is not for him. But that's, like I said, that's where I think the story's going to go. I'm interested to see, where it does go. And let me know what you guys think. If you're reading this run of Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man, let me know. Let me know in the comments what you think about the story so far, where you think it may go. If you think my theory is close or crazy, let me know. But I do appreciate you guys watching these reviews. And so we will see you next issue. Thanks for watching.